Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So, in this video we're going to be testing out our inventory script. Now, just a word of note, in our pickup scripts, just make sure that these public voids are named appropriately. So pick up health for health pack, pick up water for water pickup. I missed some of these in the previous video, so just make sure that they are set to the appropriate one. And the same goes for the boosts, pick up battery boost for instance. And the naming conventions need to correspond to what they are called in the inventory script here. And it's these naming conventions where we send the message, because that's what we're doing. When we send a message, we're saying activate this function, so we need to make sure that they are all named appropriately. So I'm just going to flick through. You can obviously pause the video if necessary, and the same here. Make sure we have for the boosts, so in this case battery boost to inventory, and the same for health, so health boost to inventory. Again, I missed a couple of these in the previous videos, so just make sure that all of them are set up correctly. And again, for the increase, the naming conventions are in the inventory script. Here, look, battery boost to inventory and health pack to inventory and so on. So with that said, let's downsize my node develop and come to the scene. And I've just assigned a generic tone for the pickups and the boost pickups and such like, just for testing, just for now. Obviously, it's not what I'll be using in my final project. And the same goes for the models. Now, hopefully you've been able to find some really good models for your project, but I've not been able to get any licensing agreements in place before this video regarding being able to use some models, so I've just made standard cubes for now. So let's just highlight one of these, in this case the health pack. So as you can see, we have a box collider. You can always add one if necessary, if your model did not come with one. Now we selected is trigger, and I have made the box collider slightly bigger than the game object, as you can see here. We've assigned the health pack script, and most importantly, we've assigned a tag of health pack, and the same goes for all the others. So food pickup script, food package, and obviously the same for the boosts. Now you must make sure that the appropriate tag is chosen. And let's just come to the inventory script, and what we need to actually find, if we just scroll through, we want to find where we have the code for the colliders. Here we go. So in inventory ready void, as you can see, hit collider.tag double equals battery, and same for all the others, including our boosts. Now the tags must be named exactly the same in order for this to work, and sometimes it's just a good idea to copy the tag or the naming convention in the script, come to tag, add tag, hit the little plus. You can paste in the new tag name and hit save. Obviously, I'm not going to hit save this time because I've already created the tags. So hopefully, as I said, you have actually got some really good models to be able to use. But regardless of the models that you use, the setup's the same. The tag, the script, collider, its trigger is checked, and you'll probably want to make the collider a little bit larger. So let's come to our FPS controller, and I'm actually just going to increase the raycast length. Actually thinking about it, 2.5 is probably a little bit too small. In fact, I'll try a value of 4 to begin with. Now please bear in mind that this value, the raycast length, along with the size of the box collider, will be different for each and every one of you depending on your project, or most importantly the scale of your project, how big the models are, how big your scenery is, your FPS controller if you've altered the size of that, and so on and so forth. So please bear that in mind. Again, a little bit of experimentation will probably be needed to find that sweet spot in your project. But with that said, we're all set up, so let's hit play now. I'll turn the flashlight on so we can see our 5 game objects there, and let's hit I for inventory. So as we can see, we have 0 of each item, including the boosts as well. So let's just come back to the game and we'll walk forward, and as you can see, health pack pick. So let's just stop that there. We are missing the word up off the end, so we'll probably want to increase the stat label horizontal. I'll increase it, I'll give it a value of 200. And let's come and let's change it in the inspector here. So we'll just clear that off. And let's hit play again. So let's turn on the flashlight so we can see what we're doing. Again, we'll come in the inventory, make sure they're all zeroed out, and we'll walk forward. Health pack pickup. Let's hit the E key. Food. I better be careful because I think I'm getting too close to the enemy. Well, obviously we're not testing the enemy at the moment, so I've picked up all 5 game objects. Let's go to the inventory, and as you can see, they all have a value of 1 now. So let's come back to the game. We're going to come to the boost pickups. So health boost pickup, yep, let's pick them all up. So I've run out of battery power, and as you can see, I think I'm going to have to either increase the raycast length or increase the size of the box collider. So I've changed it to a value of 5. That seems to be working nicely now. And again, this is what you will have to do to find them values that suit your project. But for now, let's come to the inventory. So as you can see, we all have a value of 1. Let's use a battery. The battery's at 0. So we have a value of 25%. That's all a battery gives us. But let's see what happens when we use the battery boost. Not only should this number increase, but also the current power should then be equal to it. As I explained, that's how we set it up in the inventory script. So let's hit use. 125 out of 125. Let's see, hunger and hydration, those that have gone down. So let's use some food. Use some water. So let's have a look. We'll use the hunger boost and the hydration boost. So let's come back, and what we want is So we have a little issue. Let's come to the console and bring these up. So let's come into the inventory and we'll fix any problems we may have. So use food. And we're having a null reference problem. So let's have a look. Player health dot enabled true. Okay, let's have let's pick up one of them boosts. Pick up the stamina. So stamina boost. And I think that's due to the player health not enabling. So let's have a look. We're going to take this piece of code. Let's cut that where we enable the script. And I'm actually going to paste it in here below the two return if blocks. So let's just save that off and let's clear that error. So we need to pick up some food. Let's pick up some food. Come to the inventory and let's come back. So we still seem to have an issue with this line of code. And actually, let's have a look here. We've changed this to find game object with tag. Let's save that off, and I think that's what was causing the issue. So again, I wouldn't normally leave these in the videos, but I think it's good to show that even with a lot of experience, sometimes these things happen and we just need to go through calmly and fix any errors that we have. So hunger has now worked. So that was what was causing the problem. So let's paste that in everywhere where there's find. So let's save that off there for the food. Let's come back up to battery. And we'll scroll down, health pack. And we'll change it there from find to find game object with tag. And we'll just go through for each one. And in fact, I'll tidy up the comments after the video, after I've finished recording this video, because I don't think you want to see me spend too much time just tidying up comments. But let's just change all find to find game objects with tag. And to be honest, I should have used this to begin with, find game object with tag. I don't know why I just used find this time, but I guess we can all overlook or forget something at some point. So let's just save that off. I think I've got them all. I will check again after the video is complete, just to make sure there's none I've missed. So let's get these picked up now. Oh, I've got too close to the enemy. Oh, it's over there, that's alright. We don't need him in this video, so let's get away quickly and we'll come to our inventory. So as we can see, we have one in each one. So let's use some food and use some water. We can see them go up. Let's use some hunger boost and hydration boost. And we still have a problem with the stamina. I think, no, it did change. So as you can see, using all the boosts, we've all increased to 125. So let's have a look. Energy bar. Let's use some stamina. So let's just stop that there for a moment. So there seems to be an issue with the stamina displaying correctly. Let's come back here now. So I'll probably have to go back to the player health script and just check for the stamina. And see what's happening there, as it does not seem to be actually displaying the current stamina quite correctly. So let's have a look. I actually think the stamina is pretty okay because it is going down on the player's GUI. It's just not displaying quite correctly within the inventory. So here we go. I've obviously missed this, so again, something else I've missed, and this happens to the best of us. So again, I thought it would be good to do, even though it makes it a little bit long-winded, you know, just to show. I think it's good sometimes, especially for beginners, to show that you know, even when you've been doing this a long time, you can forget or overlook something. As I said, it happens to all of us. Let's not worry about it. Let's just test it out and we'll go through and make any changes. So let's come back. So the stamina is now, well, it's decreasing. We still have an issue. Let's use stamina boost. So let's come back. Oh, and that should have been maximum player stamina again. I should have known that. That's just me trying to rush for the purposes of this video. But I thought it would be good to go through and let's check now. So the stamina is now correct. Let's use the energy bar. As you can see, that increases the current stamina. And let's pick up the stamina boost. We'll just check. Yep, that's all working correctly. So all of these are now working correctly. And we have gone through and just fixed some little things that completely my fault, just overlooked as we were going along. So as you can see, as you can see, batteries 1. If I hit use, it won't let me use the battery because we're already at max. So that is actually working correctly. It should not let me use the battery unless I run it down. So let's run it down a bit. And now I should be able to use it. And as you can see, it still recognises the maximum as 125. And the health pack is the same. Won't let me use it because we're at max health. but we can use the water bottle because that had run down. So a little bit of a different video for you this time, but I still hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I hope to see you next time, and until then, bye for now.